We spoke to Mayor Ted Wheeler this afternoon about his proposal. He called the ordinance a sliver of a much larger strategy to address homelessness and said the law enforcement component is a last-ditch effort for those who do not want help. Thursday, Mayor Ted Wheeler introduced his latest effort to crack down on homeless camping in Portland.
The public wants us to create a humane approach that connects people to services, but they also want us, and they have a right to expect, that we will maintain public safety in the public right-of-way. And this set of tools allows us to do that.
Those tools spelled out in a newly proposed ordinance, one that would replace last year's daytime camping ban, which remains on hold, tied up in the courts.
We're very confident that this particular ordinance that we're bringing forward on the 18th will survive legal scrutiny.
The new proposal defines camping and where it's prohibited, blocking sidewalks, ADA ramps, and businesses. And it puts law enforcement back in the picture with possible fines and jail time.
For people who say, hey, you've offered me shelter, but I'm not going to take it, or I'm just going to dig in right here and I'm not going to abide by reasonable manner restrictions, we then also have those law enforcement tools to enforce the law if we need to.
When compared with last year's controversial ban, which prohibited camping on city property between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and round the clock in many other locations, Lauren Armony with Sisters of the Road views it this way.
I think we traded something that was very harsh and slightly more precise for something that's more vague, which means perhaps it could be viewed as softer, but that means it could also be open to being weaponized. And it can be like in the eyes of whoever the individual officer is.
The enforcement of the ordinance is contingent upon having shelter space open and available. But that raises concerns about what's considered a reasonable alternative shelter.
We know firsthand that there might be only 2 beds open at a shelter at any given time, and everyone in an encampment is given the same offer for those 2 beds. If you don't accept that offer because you know at least 5 other people are going to try for that bed, is it actually a reasonable offer? And how can you say someone is involuntarily homeless when the shelter itself will not meet their needs?
The ordinance would also make it unlawful to access private property, start fires, and build up garbage and debris, among other things. City Council will consider the proposal for the first time 2 weeks from today. David?
Thank you, Wilma. We'll definitely keep an eye on this one. I appreciate it.